Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to lesson 11, pricing, monetizing my listing websites. Got a big one for you today, a doozy of a course lesson for you here. Lots to get through. A real quick recap from the previous lesson. We set up the My Listing core settings under theme tools. This included things like theme options, performance, things of that nature. We went into the listings settings area and looked at the settings there. And then the WordPress customizer, which is primarily just the typography, which I don't recommend you use, but I showed you that it's there, and yeah, that's that. All right, so like I said, today we've got a doozy of a video, all things related to pricing, monetizing my listing websites. We're going to look at paid listing packages, which is kind of confusing. I understand that, but we'll clarify that. WooCommerce subscriptions, the add listing page, a custom pricing page, and then we're going to start our configuration of the expert listing type just for the purposes of being able to show off the pricing aspects, okay, and where you add the products to the listing type, okay. Lots to do. I'm going to go ahead and move this to my other screen just so I make sure I cover everything. So first up is the paid listing packages. Let me get this pulled up over on the Canvas site. Okay, so that's there. All right, so in our dashboard on this new site we are creating, the replica, we go under users and paid listing packages. Now, it's kind of confusing, like why this is there. I feel like this little side tangent should be moved somewhere else, but because it's hard for people to understand and know it's there. In a lot of cases, you won't even need this, but I want to show you what I do with the starter sites using this. Okay, so let's go here, paid listing packages, and it's blank. And what I do when I build these starter sites, and this is going to relate to anybody who has a MyListing website, that you want to pre-create packages that have a certain level of priority, features, that sort of thing. So an example of what you could do here is set up a package for a particular customer and attach it to their listing, their existing listing, have them take over that listing and claim it and all of that stuff, and take over the payments. Let's say it's a listing subscription, and you're setting them up ahead of time to take that over. That's one way that you could do it. Another way to do it is if you're setting up demos, which is what we are doing here. Because on the starter site, I have to set up demos at different. I don't have to, but what I like to do is I set up demos at different levels of the pricing packages so that people can see what they get at each level. Okay, so let's go ahead and set that up. Before we can do that, let me go into over here. I just need to open these up on Canvas to see which one is which. Package one. Okay, that's package one. Yeah, actually, before we do this, let's look here. What we're gonna do, a little shift of gears before we get into that. Let's actually get these created. So what I've got pulled up here is the MyListing worksheets, and this is one of the worksheets, the listing packages worksheets. So lots of information is in here, and the beauty of these worksheets, the whole goal of these worksheets, is to quickly fill in your data, because some of the times the data is going to be the same, and you just do like a copy paste, or in this case with Airtable, it's just a glorified spreadsheet. You can do a fill rather than entering that stuff in each time. And then once you have this worksheet filled out, so you essentially, you're not jumping in here like I almost did, and setting up your listing packages. In this case, it was the paid listing packages, or coming in here to your WooCommerce products and creating your listing packages, listing subscriptions. Instead of just jumping in there, which I see a lot of people do, and they get frustrated and confused and all that type of thing. But instead, if you jump in here into the worksheet and you just configure everything, and I give you instructions. If you hover over the information, I give you instructions of what some of this stuff means, because otherwise if you don't know this stuff and you just jump in the back end of WordPress and start setting it up, you can get lost, you can miss some steps and things of that nature. So if you just fill it all out here at once, and then you jump back in here, then all you have to do is this data entry at that point. Okay, so that's the whole point. We're just going to work here from the demo because this is literally created for and from the Canvas starter site. Okay. All right. So we're going to jump ahead. We're going to create all of these packages right here together. You'll notice here that the product names are package 1 and package 1 annual. This is going to come into play with our pricing table switcher app. It's an add-on from the MyListing Club for switching between monthly and annual pricing tables. Okay, so that's why those names are in there. All right, so this is all pre-configured, and let's go ahead and jump in. We're gonna go over here now instead to products and then add new. And like I said here, package 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we've got 1 annual, 2 annual, 3 annual, and so on and so forth. So package 1. And we see here that it is a listing subscription. Until we install the WooCommerce subscriptions plugin, we cannot select under product data here, we cannot select listing subscription unless that plugin is in there, which it already is. WooCommerce subscriptions in the starter sites, I include the absolute latest version. So when I deliver your starter site, you're going to get the latest version of WooCommerce subscriptions. That's going to last you for several months. You don't need to go out and buy it right away. You can just wait for an update that comes out that's important enough, or maybe you just want to go out and get it right away. That's fine, and license it right away. That's fine too, obviously. But what I'm saying here is I provide the latest version, and you can usually roll with that for a few months at least. All right, so there's a lot of value in that. Okay, so our product type is going to be listing subscription. I don't ever use, and I don't recommend using the built-in MyListing listing packages because the administrative overhead is not good. Like it's more of a manual process. You depending on how you set it up, like listings expire and then the renewal process and all that, it's a pain in the ass. So it's better for you too as the website owner to do listing subscriptions. As long as people are paying for their subscriptions, their listings stay up, you're getting paid. Give people the ability to upgrade, downgrade, that sort of thing. Just opens all kinds of doors. Okay, so that's what I recommend. All right, so listing package 1, we see it's a listing subscription. It is $0 per month. So we just put in subscription price 0. It defaults to every month, so we are good. And just moving across here. The only thing we need to set up next is the product description. So if I click into this product description, we are saying this. So we're going to jump back into the product. And we're coming down here into you can put it down here in the short description, or you can put it up in the product description. So we're just going to dump this in here. And let me actually go over to Canvas really quick and pull this up so I can do some copy pasting here. I'll explain everything, don't worry, but I'm going to do some copy and pasting here. Yeah, I did not want to do that because that's just broke something. Let me go out to the Canvas starter site on the front end just to make sure I didn't break the pricing tables. And I'll explain that too. It's really frustrating. It's kind of a bug, and I don't know where the bug is coming from. Okay, good. It didn't screw anything up. Okay, cool. All right, so let me do a copy paste here. Okay, so I switch over to the text tab here, and I paste this information in. And what this does, I'll just explain this once rather than for every product. You're allowed to put in a bit of HTML. So what we're saying here is let's bold this title. So that's the /B and the B bold. Listing package short description. So it's going to bold that little title there, heading, whatever you want to call it. And then we're going to put 2 line breaks in here with these BRs. And then down here on our next line, we're gonna add a Font Awesome icon, which is a check mark. Okay, and then we're gonna wrap in between that the words one listing, and then we're gonna break the line again. And we just repeat that all the way down for all of the features within this particular product package. And I want to quickly say too, obviously, if you are a club member, the listing packages worksheet is available to you. You can grab that stuff. The entire product package is also available as a one-off download. So again, if you're just trying to do like a DIY approach and replicate this starter site on your own, you can download this stuff already pre-made. So totally up to you what you want to do there. Okay, so we've got all the features in here. This last line, we're injecting another Font Awesome icon, which is the circle info icon. And we are linking to the support page, which we have yet to create. And we are hot linking, anchor linking to a section called features. So what that's going to do, as it says here in this name, plan features. So it's going to say, hey, if you want to understand the plan features, click this link and it's going to do that for you. Okay, so we'll see all that here on the front end. All right, so there is all of that. And you don't have to put all of this code in there. As you see here in the listing, in the worksheet, I just have the raw content there. So you could just actually paste and drop that in here, see if that looks the way that you want it to do, but I go a little extra steps. All right, so we've got the features in there, the redirect URL. So what do we want to happen when someone purchases this, okay? As we see here, there is no option to do that. So if I do a search for redirect, that option is not here. So we're gonna add this. This is a custom code snippet from the club. So if you're a member, you can get this. So I'm gonna grab that real quick. I told you this was gonna be a doozy of a video, guys. There's quite a bit to this. All right, we're gonna open WP Codebox. And I am going to, let me see where this one lives real quick. Okay, here we go. So we're going to create a folder, which is a lovely feature of WP Codebox. And we're just going to call it PHP. So I'm going to put all of my PHP snippets in here. Okay. So I'm now in the PHP folder. I'm going to create a new snippet. And let me find this snippet. This is called WooCommerce redirect, unique redirects based on the product that's purchased. Okay, and I'm not going to put it in the description for the purposes of this video right here. But if you get the starter site, you'll get a nice description in here. All right, I'm going to copy in the code, save our changes, enable the snippet, and now I'm going to save this product as a draft, and we'll see this option now open up. Okay, so we have that as a draft. We've not published the product yet. We now see a redirect URL field here. All right. So for that, we are saying we want to redirect to this page, which is the Get Started page and then another anchor link. So take us to after we purchase this product, this listing, we go through the checkout, purchase the listing package, we go through the checkout, drop us in the Get Started page, and then using the anchor, drop us down into the section for reaching further. That's what this is saying. All right, so we're going to drop that URL in there. Obviously, that's not our correct domain, so we need to put that in. All right, we've got that in. Make sure that's correct. Moving on. Listing limit, we're just going to leave the, we're not going to leave the default because that's unlimited. So we're going to put listing limit of 1. And moving across. Everything else is default. And because these are listing subscriptions, a lot of the stuff you can skip. It's all taken care of because they are subscriptions. Disable repeat purchase. That is, we want to do that because this is a free product. Up to you if you don't want to do that. But if you don't do this, people can just go in and just create tons and tons of listings and spam the crap out of your site potentially. So we're going to disable repeat purchase. All right, next up is the product image. So in this, over here, product image, you can set your product image. In the previous video, I think it was in the WooCommerce lesson. So I'm going to save this draft. In the WooCommerce lesson, I showed you how you can set a default product image for all of the products. So we're going to do that. We're going to go back and rehash that. We're going to actually set it for real this time. Let me go out here and grab that image. And that is under, sorry, I'm just trying to find it over here. I'll just do a search. So I'm over on Canvas. I'm just doing a search for that image. Default. Okay, there it is. I'm just saving that to my workstation here. Save. Cool. All right. So I'm going to go back into WooCommerce in a new tab. We're going to go to Settings and Products. And right here, we're going to put that placeholder, specify this as a placeholder image. All right. So let me go ahead and just upload this media. This image is currently in WebP. That's okay. I would do AVIF, I would look at the new AVIF format, which is fully supported in WordPress now, instead of WebP. All right, we've got that default product image uploaded. We're going to click copy URL to clipboard. We're going to go back to our product that we're editing. And we're going to go back to this WooCommerce settings area, placeholder image, and we're going to drop this URL in here. And save our changes. And now I'm going to click Save Draft again to refresh this product page. And you'll see here that we have not set a product image, but when we publish this, I'll go ahead and actually just publish this. When we look at this on the front end now, it's going to actually have an image. So let's look at this on the front end. There we go. So we've got our default product image. So now every product we create going forward is going to have that as a default. And then if you ever overwrite it here with something with a different product image, then that will take hold. Okay, let's go back here and see what we have. This is just the settings that I'm using for Canvas. You obviously can go in and set whatever you want here, like maybe this is claimable, that sort of thing. I like use for claim, so this column right here. I like to not allow free products to be used for claiming. That's just me. In this particular site, I actually had them I said, hey, you need to purchase the highest price package to use it for a claim. I understand that's may not fit for a lot of people. It's just what I like to do, and you can change that, obviously. Okay, so that's it. We've got that product set up, and we already published it, so that's good. So now is when some of the magic starts to happen, of where we don't have to recreate the wheel here every time. Okay, we know that package 1 monthly is going to be the same as annual. Everything's the same except it's just an annual subscription. So we're going to go ahead and just click duplicate here, and we're going to come in here and we're just going to change the name to we're going to add annual. So package 1 annual, and this is going to come into play with the pricing table switcher. Okay, you got to have that word annual in there. And we got to make sure to clear the permalink out so it can get that fresh permalink in there. Okay, so I just clicked edit, cleared it out, and clicked OK. So that's how you get that permalink in there. Again, all of the features are the same. Everything's the same, except we come down here and we need to say annual. So we're going to change that to a year. If we look over here in the listing products package worksheet, we see that everything is the same all the way across the board. The only difference is that pricing. Okay, so that is that, and we can go ahead and publish this. Looking at the front end, everything is the same. We've got that default product image in there. All is good. Okay, so continuing on, what is next in here? So everything is pretty much the same. The only thing is changing is the price and the features. And the listing limit goes up too. That was like a new thing I did with this starter site. Is I thought it'd be fun to increase the listing limit incrementally as you went across. Okay, but let's just work through these. So we're starting up with our base, right? So let's duplicate. Let's duplicate our go to products again. I got out of where I want it to be. All right, so we know that the next product is going to be package 2, and it's going to be monthly. So let's just duplicate package 1. Let's call it package 2. Again, get those monthly ones done, so then you can just clone them and turn them into annual. Okay, so package 2. Update the slug here. All right, so now what are the features? I'm just going to grab these from Canvas, from the actual Canvas site. Okay, I'm going to paste these in. Boom, just like that. And those are the features. And again, this one, the pricing changes now. We're going up. So now we're just working through the worksheets. So we're not in here just clicking willy-nilly, not knowing what to do. We've got everything set up. All right. So we know that the price is $5. We know it's monthly, so that's going to be the same. So what else has changed? Scrolling on over here, we've got our new features are in there. The redirect's going to be the same. Our listing limit for this particular package is 2. Okay. So come down here, listing limit is 2. What else is different? Okay, we don't want to disable repeat purchase for this one. That's good. There we go. So uncheck that. And that's it. Those are the only differences. So we're going to save our changes there by publishing it. Now I want to go back really quick. I want to make sure that under package 1, that disable something. Yeah, see, this didn't change. I don't know if I don't know why that didn't change, but we wanted to limit that listing to 1. So let me do that there, and let me do that on the annual. I'm not sure what happened there. Okay, listing limit is 1. All right, so that is good. Again, now we're going to duplicate package 2, and the only thing that changes is the yearly. Put annual in there. We clear out and update permalink. We change monthly to yearly, and that's it. We are good to go. Publish. All right, I think you get the idea here of what all's going on. I'm going to just quickly run through all of these here, and you can watch, but I'll go pretty quick here. So. Oh, you know what? Actually, we'll do? We'll really speed this up. What we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to export and import product packages. So let's pretend we started from scratch and you were, using the like I said, the club has a product where you can just bring all of this in automatically. So I'm going to show you how to do this. So over on Canvas, we can click export. We can then choose our products. So we're just going to export our listing subscriptions for now and generate our CSV. Okay, so that's done. And now we're going to jump back over into Canvas, or the replica of Canvas. We're going to choose Start Import, choose our CSV file. Run the importer, view products. There we go. So that'll save us time from having to go through all of those. That's all good, all set, ready to go for us. So next up, we go back to our listing packages worksheet, and we need a product that is going to allow us to upgrade, downgrade between these packages. Okay. So for that, we need to create a new product. You can call this whatever you want. I'm just going to call this listing subscription group. And for this, we need to change the product type to grouped product. All right. Once we do that, we just need to say which products are allowed to be upgraded and downgraded. So for that, we go to linked products and we just add under the grouped products section, we add our packages. So make sure you get all of them in there. Okay, so we should have 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good to go. That's all you need to do here. And again, we set that default image, product image, so that's good to go too. If we want to look at this on the front end, we don't have to, but if we want to set it up, we see what this looks like there. It's got our product image. Good stuff. Okay, back to our worksheet, and we've just got 3 more quick things to set up, and we're done as far as the listing packages. Then we can move on. Promotional package. For this, I just set up $3, $5, $10, and $15. So we go over here, add new product. And if you're not familiar, what these products are for is promoting listings. So moving them up in the search, making them more prominent, making them stand out above other listings that are not promoted. Okay. So I'm just pulling one of those products up over on the Canvas site. Actually did 4. I don't know. Looks like I did 4 actually on Canvas, but that doesn't really matter. Promotion package 1. And for this, we're just setting a price of $5. And the redirect URL on this one is we're going to redirect to, so after they promote, we're going to dump them into their listings in their dashboard. We need to change the domain to our actual domain. Okay, so they purchased the listing promotion package. Once they do that, let's then dump them into their listings and their dashboard so they can see that it's promoted, that sort of thing. Promotion duration. From the product type here, I need to choose promotion package. That's a big thing there. For promotion duration, we're just going to make this 1 day. Okay, so for 1 day, hey, $5. Give me $5 for 1 day. You're gonna appear towards the top of the. You're being towards the top of the food chain. All right. Promotion priority. We're going to leave the defaults too. I'm not going to get into what that's all about, but you can read all about it. There's resources all over the place on the club. You know what this stuff does. But in short, it's just declaring how much priority, how much prominence that listing gets. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and publish this. And let's see if I set anything else here. I went ahead and I did some, go ahead and set this too. So over on products and categories, I'm going to rename. So on a WordPress website, when you have WooCommerce, your default product category is going to be uncategorized. Sorry. I'm just going to rename this to default category. You want to name this to something that makes sense for your business, like the primary category. This can never be deleted, that default category. So it's an important one there. We've got one called listing packages. I'm going to create another category called listing promotions. Okay, we see here in our listing packages category, because I imported that file, we see that it's automatically assigned us to the right categories, created that category for us, and so on. So if you get that products package for any of the starter sites, that's what's going to happen. It's going to automate all of this for you, everything we've done here. Okay, so I'm going to go back to this promotion package, update it, and I would come in here and I would uncheck default category and I would set this as a listing promotions. Okay, so I'm actually going to delete this. And we're going to do that same import again, but this time we're going to include our promotion products. I apologize if you hear my dog snoring in the background. So here I am on Canvas again, and we're going to do the export. This time for categories, we're going to do listing promotions. Generate CSV. Looks like it already brought it down. Okay, so we're coming back over here into our products. We're going to import again. We're going to choose this new export file. Import, run the importer. Should give us 4 products. There we go, 4 products, view products. There we go. So we now have a replica of Canvas's products. All of Canvas's products are in here, and I'm just going to verify that. No, there's one more set here, and that is the vendors products. Okay, so I'm going to just run that quick export. So for WooCommerce product vendors is implemented on all starter sites, and I set that up and show you how to set that up. So I needed to put some vendor products in there to demonstrate it. So let me do that. All right, my CSV is created. Now I'm going to import that file. Okay, there we go. So now we should have a complete replica. There we go. So there's our 4 vendor products in there. Okay, cool. So that is it. We have now, filled in what is here on the worksheet. We do not need this anymore. We're good to go. All of our products are in. If I refresh the product category page here, we will see another category added called vendor. There we go. That's got all of our product categories. Okay, we are good to go. Let me pull up my, okay, so yeah, so we were going to talk about paid listing packages, and I forgot we needed to get listing packages going first. All right, so now let's jump over, and under users and paid listing packages again, we can now set this up. All right, so let me find where I'm at over on Canvas. So users, paid listing packages, let's get this going. Okay. So the first one that I create, add new, and I set this to use for my user account, which is my administrator account in this case. And then I choose product and then package 1. And that's all I do, okay? Again, these are just the only thing we're doing here is setting up demos. If this was a real world scenario where you were setting this up for customers and whatnot, then you'd want to get really specific on how you set this up. If this is just for demos, I want to be able to assign package 1 to the demo listings to show what package 1 is going to give them, specifically. All right, let's publish that. Let's go back out just so you can see that that's created. It's active. Okay, so now we just need to do this for our other products. We don't need to worry about the annual or anything like that. We just need the monthly. It's fine. All right, so I'm just going to select my user account again. The package this time is going to be package 2, and that's it. So only I am allowed, as the admin, allowed to use that stuff. Okay. And I'm going to create 2 more. Choose package 3 this time. Publish. One more. Package 4 this time. And that is that. Okay, so now, like I said, every time we go to create a listing manually for a demo, we would then assign the user paid listing package we want to unlock those specific features for our demo listings. Okay, next up, WooCommerce subscriptions I had on my list, but we actually already did that. Plugin is already installed. As we see here, you'll get the latest version with the starter site if you happen to get a starter site. We talked about in WooCommerce how we set that up. So there's a subscription tab we go into, and we set that up. And scrolling to the bottom, we say allow switching between grouped subscriptions. And another key part is the $0. Where's that at? $0 checkout. So for our free listing, our package 1, annual and monthly, that's free. We're going to allow people to check out without putting their payment method in initially for that. Okay, since it's free. If let's say you had those packages were free, but maybe they were just a free trial, they could still check out without a payment. But once that trial ends, to keep that subscription going, then they would have to pay. So this is a very important setting there. I would make sure you set that if you're using subscriptions. Okay, so next up, let's start adding a listing type. And I'm going to I want to work mainly with the expert listing type for this course because it's unique. It's unique in the way that the cards are designed. It's unique in the way that the single listing is built. It's just unique, okay, compared to any other of the starter sites I've ever done. So we're going to call this. I think I call it just expert. Let's see here. Yeah, just expert. Okay, so the name of the listing type is expert. We're not going to get into fully configuring this listing type right now, but I'll do a couple things. Singular name is just expert. Plural name is expert. And next we want to get to the package. So this is the meat and potatoes, what we want to do here. By default, there's nothing you really need to do here. So it's going to pull all of these in, okay, by default. But if you want to pull these in, and then you can like put a different label on these, mark it as featured, put some other text in here, whatever you want to do, you can do that. But you don't need to do that necessarily. All right. So that is that. Where this is really useful is if you have different packages that aren't universal. So if you have unique packages on a per listing type basis, then yeah, you would need to go in here and assign those accordingly. But with the way the site is built, these are universal. People can come in here regardless of the listing type and choose the same packages. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and just publish this. Okay, add listing page. Okay, we have the add listing page there. We're going to go ahead and edit that and set that up. Let me pull this up on my other screen. All right, we're going to go ahead and edit this with Elementor. And the only thing that we are going to do here is drop, well, a couple things. We're going to drop the add, so just do a search for the widget. It's the add listing form. We're just going to drop that into our page. We're not actually going to do anything with this page. It's just a core page that we need to set up. You're not going to see it on the front end. Everything's going to work behind the scenes for how I set these sites up. We just need to drop this in and we need to choose all of our listing types, okay? So right now we just have the expert listing type. So that's the only one I'm going to select here. Okay, that is that. So we see this start to populate with our products. But again, this page is never going to be seen. It's just, we're just setting this up for the back end. And let's click update here. All right, we're done. The add listing page is completely done. There's nothing else we need to do for that. No crazy configs, nothing like that. So let's go ahead and close that down. Let's go to the front end of the site. If you were to do, let's go get started here. We don't have that built out yet. If we were to do add listing, let me get this pulled up on Canvas real quick so I can get the URL that I need. I don't have it memorized. I probably should at this point. List, expert. There we go. All right, so I'm just going to punch this in. And this should work. There we go. If we were not using the get started page, the custom add listing flow that I like to use, we see with just nothing but what we've done already with that add listing page, you're going to get this. It's not ready to go yet. We don't have the pricing switcher in place yet and things of that nature. Some of these buttons here need styling and all that sort of thing. But we're not using this page. It's going to be completely hidden behind the scenes, but I wanted to show you that. All right. What else do we have? So pricing page. Next up, we're going to create what I call a front-facing pricing page. And this is really important because on any website out there in the world that is selling something, they have a pricing page. This is like, it blows my mind when people don't have pricing pages. Like, you need to show people how much things cost before they get started, right? Yeah, you got to have a front-facing pricing page. All right, I'm pulling up the page over on Canvas, and we're just going to start copying some elements over. So we need a title of this page, which is pricing. Go ahead and publish it. Edit it with Elementor. Start bringing over some elements. All right, so what do we use there for the small bold? So we're going to set this under our style. We're going to choose our global font of small bold. That looks good. This first one here, we are going to set up as our default, which is double extra large by default, according to our global font, so that's fine. The next thing we need to set here is our package selection. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to see how this will work. I'm going to copy this from Canvas and see if it will even work. Yeah, I didn't expect it to work. Okay, no worries. This is a good learning experience anyway. And the reason it's not going to work is because the package IDs are completely different. For one, it's a MyListing widget, so it's kind of dicey if that's even going to come over. But we just do a search here for package selection, drop that in. And you notice how I build things, right? If we look at the navigator, the Elementor navigator, if you right click on an Elementor page and choose navigator, that'll bring up the navigator. If you see how I build things, it's a lot of times when I see client websites or I take over and help somebody with a site, I just see things built incorrectly. Just keep everything like to a minimum, build the correct way. Like, don't come in here, especially if you're on the old sections and columns. I see people add a section, add another section, column. So the page gets out of control. It becomes slow. It becomes bloated. Just build minimalistic. I have one container. I have a heading, another heading, and then you just keep adding inside that one container. Keep everything nice and light. So all right, so we add the package selection widget, and we just need to add all of our packages to this. So we're just going to work our way down. And we'll just do all the monthlies first. The main thing is just getting them in there. All right, so now we're going to move over to the annuals. All right, so we now have all of those in there. Should be 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And you can also identify that by looking over here at the right. And let's go ahead and update our changes there. Now, a key component of the pricing table switcher is in this widget, this package selection widget. We need to go to the Advanced tab. And under CSS ID, we need to put an ID of pricing-page, because that add-on from the MyListing Club is going to be looking for that. So we need to put that in. So the code snippet for it is going to look for this ID, and it's part of where the magic happens. All right, let's update that. All right, let's go and check out the pricing page on the front end. There we go. So that is set up. If we look at the add listing, we see that they look very similar. They're not quite there yet. And we need that switcher in there to help. It's going to go a long ways. All right, so for that, let's get that switcher in there. And we're going to go into WP code box. I'm going to move that PHP snippet we created earlier into the PHP folder. I'm going to create another folder. I'm going to call this MLC for My Listing Club Pricing Table Switcher. So we've got our folder. I'm now going to create a new snippet, and we're going to call this the same thing, MLC Pricing Table Switcher. And we're going to run this on, well, we'll just run it as is for now and see how it goes. I think it'll be fine. Control A and C. I'm just pasting in. Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. I apologize. This is supposed to be CSS. That's why I was thrown off here. So CSS. We're creating a new snippet of this type CSS. That's why it was looking weird to me. We want to set this to run in front and footer, because if you don't do that, it's sometimes going to conflict with my listing. So you need the snippet to take precedence. Okay, I'm going to paste in all the code here. So we've got our styling set up. I'm saving the snippet and enabling it. We're going to create another snippet. This time it's going to be of type JavaScript. So we change the type in WP code box to JavaScript. Okay, and we'll leave all of that as default. And I'm pasting in my JavaScript, saving it, enabling it. We're going to do another new snippet. And this is another JavaScript file. Sorry, I should say another JavaScript code snippet of type JavaScript. It's real important to get that correct type in there. Clear everything out there. And if you get the pricing table switcher from the club and download it and all that, you don't have to go through all of this. Every single step I'm going through, that is. All right, we're going to save that, enable that. Okay, so now we have the pricing table switcher fully implemented. And I'm just going to drag these over to that folder I created just to keep things nice and tidy. There we go. Now, from the front end, let's refresh this and see what we get. There we go. Just like that, we have the switcher in place, just that easy. Everything looks good. There's some styling that could happen. Let's look at our add listing page. There we go. So the goal here is to make all of this line up and look the same. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to pull up the build notes for Canvas. I'm going to show you where that is from the My Listing Club website. We can click Explore here. We can go into Starter Sites. We can then explore again. Go into Canvas. Scroll down to the section labeled Intro, Build Notes, and Educational Videos. And what we're specifically looking for here is anything to do with pricing. So we've got our add listing page. That's part of what we've been looking at here. We've already done some of this. Just let me read through this real quick and see. Yeah, so this is what I wanted to see. Custom headings. I use Loco Translate, which is free and included with the starter site, to change the choose a package text on the add listing page. So this right here, we're going to use Local Translate to change this text. And the overall goal is to make the core add listing page match everything we see here. Okay, so let's go to plugins. We're going to add Local Translate. Cool. All right, let's refresh here. All right, so now we're going to go into Local Translate. We're then going to go into My Listing child theme here. And we see that there's, in my case, I need the English language. So it's not present. So I'm going to click New Language, Create Template, Create Template again. I don't know why you have to go through that so many times, but there you go. So here we go, English. And you want to choose this to be custom. That's one of the ways, but you just want to make sure that it doesn't get overwritten, and just simply choose custom for that. Or you can also use system, so it's in the child theme if you want, so it doesn't get overwritten. That's another way to do it. All right, start translating. What we see here is we don't have what we need, okay? So we need to go back to themes. We need to choose MyListing instead of the MyListing child theme. So we need to work from the MyListing theme here. Okay, so we need to look for the English language, and there is no translation file for English. So let's do that same process. We're gonna new language, English. So now it's saying it's gonna store it in languages, local themes. Okay, that's fine. Just go for that. All right, so the words we're looking to change is choose a package. All right, so let's do a search for that. Choose a package. There we go. It doesn't tell you exactly where it is, so let's just do trial and error. Choose a package. What do we want to change that to? We want it to say this, what it says, flexible pricing, start for free, blah, blah, blah. So I'm going to pull this up on Canvas and make sure I can just copy and paste this in. Okay, so I have that. So I'm going to copy that from Canvas. I'm going to go back over here and I'm going to put in this. Okay, so this is saying, all right, let's put a break in there, a line break. I'm going to assign a class of ML pricing title. The actual heading is going to be flexible pricing. We're going to do another break. This time we're going to wrap a class called ML pricing subtitle, and that's going to be start for free. And we're going to wrap the words upgrade when you love it with our variable, our accent color. Okay, I know that seems complex and everything. Everything is shown to you in the build notes here. And you can actually download all of this pre-made, ready to go. But going back over here, and you don't have to do this if you don't want. This is just, I like to make these pages look identical, okay? So I'm putting all that in. So we're gonna go from this. I'll duplicate this page, and we'll see what we get here. I don't know if that's saved. Let's refresh. Okay, it's not taking, so that typically means you've got the wrong one. So I'm going to take these out of here. I'm going to save. I'm going to choose this other one here. And that's probably, see how package is capitalized there? So it kind of tells you right here that this is actually the right one. Okay, if you just look at the case of the letters. All right, so we're going to do that. Save our changes. Let's refresh. That still did not take hold. So it could be, it could be caching. Could be caching. There we go. So it's browser caching. So there we go. We've got our words changed, but you see they don't look the same. So we need some CSS for that. All right. For that, I need to go over to Canvas and grab the CSS. And we'll just work with light mode for the purposes of this course. I don't think we're going to go all in on doing dark mode and all that stuff. We'll probably touch on some elements and all that. But anyway, so we're going to come over here and we're talking about light mode. So we're going to do another new snippet. And this is one of the real beauties of WP Codebox, how we can highly target where we want to apply our CSS so it doesn't apply to every page. I'm going to create a new CSS snippet. So our type is CSS, and we're going to call it pricing page, and then under the conditions builder, so open conditions builder down here, we're going to choose a condition. So click add condition. Current post is pricing. So we're only applying this to our pricing page. All right, save and close that. Go ahead and save our snippet, which is empty, but let's go ahead and populate it. Again, we want to change where to run the snippet to the front end footer. We want it to be, CSS is applied on the front end in this case, and we want it to be in the footer so it doesn't conflict with MyListing and it takes precedence. All right, so I'm going to actually copy the entire snippet from Canvas and paste that in. Save our changes and publish it. And I'm going to drag this into my light mode folder like that. And now let's refresh this page. Okay, we notice that it doesn't change, right? That's because I'm doing all of this intentionally. Add listing. There is no pricing. The word pricing is not in here. We need the add listing flow CSS package. So we go back to WP Codebox. We do another snippet. This one I like to call add listing flow. And again, it's a CSS file. And again, we run it in the front end and the footer. This time we open the conditions builder, add another condition. This time we're going to have a couple conditions. If the current post is the add listing page, remember we're messing with the add listing page, you can do it this way. But I like to do it this way instead of current post for this particular one, because this page slug, here we see add listing in the slug here, add dash listing, can appear in different places. So I'm going to say if the page URL contains add dash listing, apply that code. I'm going to do another condition. So I click add group, and so that way it's an or. If the page URL contains the slug, in the slug, add dash listing, or if any of these conditions are true, which we add a condition, the page URL contains this slug. And this comes into play when you edit your listings. Okay, so those are the two conditions we want to set. Save and close. Save, just so we have it. Now I'm going to copy this entire CSS package, save it, enable it. Now let's see what we get. Boom. Now we have pretty much, let me refresh this one too, pretty much identical pages. Maybe a little bit of spacing differences, but they look identical for the most part, right? There is more work that we can do, but by and large, to get this right here, we can work on that if we want. But the main goal is to get the functionality and 99% of the design and everything as part of this course, which we've accomplished pretty easily. All right. See if there's anything else I need to do. Since we're talking about pricing, let's go ahead and get a couple other snippets going here. I'm going to add another new one. Anything that has to do with pricing, essentially. I've got all of the global. Let's see, I don't have all of the global there. I'm going to go ahead and do all of the global code snippet. Get all of that in there. And just the things that have to do with pricing. All right. WooCommerce products light mode. So this is going to be for single products design. Again, CSS. Again, front end footer. Open conditions builder. Add condition. This time, if the post type, current post type is, you guessed it, product. Let's then assign this CSS, which we're about to add. Save. All this is available from the club, guys. If you want to try to piece this stuff together yourself, it's all available for download from the club. All right, so that's in there, and let's go ahead and do the WooCommerce product vendors registration. So new snippet, CSS, front end footer, add condition, and for this one, we want to, if the page current post is vendor registration, we do not have that page right now. So I'm going to go jump back here. I'm going to save that snippet. I'm going to go back here. We're going to create that page. Vendor registration. Publish it. publish it. Go back to that code snippet, refresh it. Add the condition, if the current post is vendor registration. There we go. Now let's add the code for that. Not a lot of code for this one, but it's just, I like to keep everything nice and tidy, apply it only where it needs to be applied. What else? Pricing page we already have, add listing flow we have, cart page. Let's go ahead and knock that one down while we are in here. Again, CSS, again, front. I'm just going to keep driving this home. Front end footer, conditions builder, add conditioner, condition, add conditioner. Current post is, you guessed it, cart. Save. Let's add all of our code here. Save it, enable it, put it in our folder. And one more, guys, and we will move on. Checkout page. New snippet, CSS, front and footer, conditions builder, add condition, current post is, you guessed it, if I could type, checkout. Okay, let me grab all of the code. Save, enable, move it to our folder. There we go. So everything we have that has to do with pricing in terms of design with CSS is in there. Let me see if there's anything else we need to add, any other code snippets. We've got our WooCommerce redirect. We will get into some of this other stuff. I'm just looking at Canvas and making sure some of this stuff we will just take care of later. Yeah, that should be everything to do with pricing. Refresh our page to see how everything is looking here now that we've added everything. There we go. Let me look at this on Canvas and see. Okay, so that's what I did. Okay, so I wanted to see on Canvas, I did address this design, so we'll go ahead and do that. Use available package. Totally up to you if you want to follow suit with what I'm doing here. So I'm going back over to themes, MyListing, and into that English, that new custom English language file that we have set up. And I'm going to do a search for use available package. Okay, so this is the wording from MyListing, and on Canvas, I changed this to use this package. Save our changes. Check it out on the front end. Probably caching again. That did not take hold. Why would that not take hold? Shouldn't have any caching elsewhere going on. There we go. All right, so it was caching. So we could have used CSS to go in here and adjust that, but I just like to I just like the way that looked. Use this package. I thought that was fine. The wording behind that and all that says you already own this package, so why not just say use this package? Does that make sense? That way we didn't have to get in there and edit anything, that sort of thing. Yeah, so that looks really good. Buy this package, use this package. Let's look over here. Everything looks great. Monthly and annual, that's all set up. Again, the pricing table switcher is what's making a lot of this happen. This is that part of the configuring the product to where it had that link at the bottom I was telling you about. So if you click that, it'll say someone's on the pricing page and they want to know what the hell does this stuff even mean. I'm going to click that plan features button and it's going to take me to the support page. And this is actually pointing to Canvas right now, but it's going to drop them into this section right here. And Yeah, and tell them what this stuff is, so then they can make a decision rather than blindly picking a package without knowing what the hell is in the stuff, right? Okay. So I think what we could do is let's go ahead and recreate this page now. This gives us an opportunity. So we'll go off on a little bit of a tangent here. Let's go ahead and get that support page created. Okay, support, go ahead and click publish here, edit with Elementor. Now I'm going to see if I can, how painful this would be to copy the whole page from Canvas. We'll see what comes over here. This page uses nested elements, which is a newer feature of Elementor. So in the back end, it is slow right now. They're working on fixing that. But on the front end, everything is fine. It's just something with the back end they need to work out. So what I'm going to try to do here is I'm going to try to copy all content from this page on Canvas. Let's see what happens here. So paste from other site, Control V. It may work, it may not, it may error out on us. It just depends on how Elementor is feeling about working today. All right, by and large, it brought everything over. Didn't bring over our images and things like that. At least it doesn't appear that it did. Let's go ahead and update this page. Sometimes you need to update the page and there we go, and refresh it again, just so it gets all that formatting we need in there. Okay, so that is that. Canvas support is fine. This is going to be pulling from we need this to be our medium. You can set this to whatever you want, however your global fonts are set up, but I believe I used medium there. Let's see. I use small here. So let's go small. All right, so there is that. This first item here is going to pull from our global colors. And let me see here where I set that at. Style, background, where is that? Not sure why that color didn't come across. It should have, I think it would come across, but nevertheless. All right, so for these, we will set these as, just quickly roll through these. So small. And I'm just going to copy the formatting and just so we can get through this faster. So all of the elements that should be the same size and share the same design, I'm just copying and pasting those. Listing features uses large. So this is large. Go, and the listing packages are using small. Okay. Now each of these individually has colors assigned to them. I'm just going to go ahead and copy this part of the styling. And what I did that I thought was cool was to make each of these, a unique color. So for the text color, I chose, what did I choose here? 30% lighter for this one, and then I just worked my way up. So it got darker as we went along. So this next one will be 20% lighter. This one would be 10% lighter, I believe is what I did. And then package 4 was our actual accent color. Oops, sorry, wrong one there. So that's our accent color. So then they just get darker as they go left or right. And what was kind of cool is that I matched that package name with this verified badge, so everything matches up. And then I did the same for all of these individual items here. I used that same thing for the icon. If I can copy the style, I don't think I can copy the style. Oh, where is the there we go. The icon styling is buried. Where the heck is it? There we go. Same thing. 10% lighter. I feel like they shouldn't bury the icon that far down, but maybe that's just me. 20% lighter. And then 10% lighter. Get the idea, 10% lighter, and then this one's already set to our accent, which is cool. And then I just did the same thing. We won't need to do it here, but I then styled these individual areas, with different colors. Trying to figure out where. It doesn't really matter. We'll just roll with this. I'm not going to go through all the design, but we got most of it in there. Let's go ahead and refresh this page. Let's check it for real, right? We want to make sure this works for real. So let's refresh this page. Now when I click on this link, it should take us. It won't because it's wrong. I need to update all of the products. We were setting it up correctly before, but remember I had deleted all of the products and then I imported them all in. So we need to change all of those. Or we can just roll with the assumption that it's going to work. Okay. We'll do one. How about that? We'll do one. We'll do product. We'll do package 1. And all we need to do is we need to change this URL to the bottom to be our actual domain here. Cool. Let's update that and let's test it out. So again, we only changed package 1. So if I click on that now, I have no idea what just happened. Wow, that is weird. Huh, never seen that before. That is strange. Anyway, if I click plan features here, that should take us to the actual page that we want, which is staying on our site and then dropping us down. Should have dropped us down into this section, but one thing I remembered is when you are copying content between websites with Elementor, the CSS IDs do not copy over. So we need to go into that container here and set a CSS ID of, I think I called it features. So this is going to be our anchor link. Update that. Okay, let's go back to this page. I don't know what the heck happened with that pricing. That is just weird. Somehow the pricing got removed. That's just bizarre. All right, refresh. There we go. Okay, so now when I click on this, it should drop us right into that section for the pricing features. And it does. All right, so that's really cool. So then they can say, hey, package 1, what's in here? Oh, this is all the stuff that I can get from this. That's cool. What's this? You see what I'm saying? So I thought this was kind of a cool feature there. All right, let's close some screens. Let's back all the way out of all of this stuff. Let's see what we have here. Okay, I'm coming in here. I click Get Started. There's nothing there because we haven't we haven't created that yet. Let's look at our pricing page. So they come in here, they look at all of this, and it's like, oh, that's cool, that's cool. We're actually missing something here. Let's go ahead and add this to our menu. Let's get that taken care of too. So let's go appearance and menus. We've got that primary menu created. Let's go and do what we've done on Canvas, which we've got our primary menu. In that primary menu, we've got a section called More. So this wouldn't be any kind of a URL. We're just putting a hashtag in there. And link text is More. So this isn't actually a link. It's just a way to divide up the menu. We're then going to add an actual page, which is our pricing page. We're going to drop that as a sub-menu item under More. And we're going to give it an icon. And you can do this within the shortcode area of MyListing, where you can add custom icons. Really quickly though, I need to open up the navigation label. For that, we go under Screen Options, and then where is our label? Title attribute, Save Menu, Expand. Actually, that doesn't give us our navigation label. That's not what we want. Sorry about that. That's my fault. Where is our navigation label? Am I brain farting this? I think I'm brain farting this. What the heck have I done here? Oh, I'm an idiot. All right, I'm an idiot. Sorry, guys. Just ignore me. I'm totally brain farting this. This video has been way too long, so I'm losing my mind here. It was right there the whole time. Pricing label. There we go. But like I said, if you want to add icons, you can go to Theme Tools and then Shortcodes. Go to Icon. Find the icon you want to use. Copy its shortcode and paste it in front of whatever you want to paste it in front of or behind. Totally up to you. All right, let's save our changes on that. Refresh the front end of our site. Now this gives us this More option, and we see that pricing page is now in that dropdown. What we are missing from the pricing page is, yeah, they can go here and they can see all the pricing, but there's no call to action for what to do next. So we need to go back and edit our page. Let me pull that up over on Canvas. Go into our page here. And we need to add a button at the bottom. All right, so I'm just going to come in here and right click and paste from other sites. So that's going to drop us in that button. Get started free, we need that to go to our get started page. So I'm just going to change this link here to get started, which is currently a blank page. We will fix that later, update. So now when I'm here, okay, they're viewing our pricing page and they like what they're seeing and they click get started free. And then this page we're going to build later, which now gets them into the flow. Okay, but for now, let's say they're going through the add listing process. Let me get that URL pulled up again. Okay, so pretend they've gone to the get started page. They've chosen, we're going to list. Okay, now we arrive here. We're going to do package 1. And we're going to submit our listing, which we're going to go through all of that in a later course, later lesson, I should say. But for all intents and purposes, we have everything that we need set up here. Our add listing page looks pretty much identical. We can put just a little spacing up here at the top if we want. These look identical for the most part. Let me see. Let me go back to my... Yeah, guys, I think that is it. I think we've covered everything. I'll do another lesson if something comes to my mind. But yeah, we're rocking and rolling. Rock and rolling. All right, it's been a long video. Thanks if you stuck with me. I fumbled a little bit in some areas. But yeah, I think we're good to go for the next lesson. See you guys in the next one.